episode, I am going to talk about something that every entrepreneur will face at some point in their on their entrepreneurial journey, and that is collaboration. So before I dive into the topic, this is something I wanted to talk about last week. But sometimes when you run a business, you just want to take some time away from the usual routine and just do nothing. And this is very important when you run a business, to listen to your body and to your intuition. And if you feel like you don't want to do anything, just take a step back and focus on doing nothing or doing something that it's not business related. Running a business is very overwhelming. I've said this time and time again. And I'm not going to stop repeating it because I want entrepreneurs to realize that just as you run a business, it doesn't mean that you have to operate 24/7. Protect your energy. If you don't protect your energy, you will suffer and your business will also suffer. Right, so going back to collaborations. So recently, one of my students approached me and asked me about collaborations. So basically, someone from a Facebook group approached her and offered to collaborate. So and this inspired me to talk about this topic because I don't think I have talked about collaboration before. I have collaborated with many amazing people in the past. I still keep in touch with some of them. I don't keep in touch with all of them, is what I'm trying to say. So today I just want to sort of talk about the things like, for example, should you do it? Should you collaborate? What are the upsides, what are the risks, and so on and so on. So first of all, um, before before I begin, I just want to say, so I often talk about energies and I often say you attract what you are. So if you were to look at collaboration as something negative, you will attract something negative. If you were to look at collaboration as something positive and exciting, you will attract better people to collaborate with. However, sometimes, even though you think that someone is aligning with your energy, that might not be the case when you start the collaboration process. So I have collaborated with many people. Mainly, I've interviewed people on my YouTube channel, and I have been a guest on someone's podcast, or I have done live with someone else, and so on and so on. You need to understand that in business, as in everything else in life, energy changes all the time. Just because collaborating works for you at the beginning of your business doesn't mean it's something you're going to continue doing for a very long time. And this is what I'm going to focus on today, because in my opinion, collaboration is good for business. But how often you're going to collaborate, and that's entirely up to you. Okay, so right, let's start with the I think I should have started with the negative, but I'm going to read here from my notes, and I'm going to start with the positives of collaborating in business. Okay, so collaboration can be one of the fastest ways to grow. Okay, not just your business, but your also network. So because in business, I'm sure a lot of you sort of assume that the more you connect with people, the better it is for your business. Also, collaboration is going to be beneficial for your creativity and your confidence. So I have listed here 4 strengths of collaboration, 4 benefits. If there's anybody out there who has anything else to share, please do so in the comments. So one of the biggest benefits, in my opinion, is shared strengths. You don't have to be good at everything. When you collaborate, you get to shine in your zone of genius and let someone else shine in theirs. So in a way, you are sharing energy. and you promote each other's businesses. Because I believe that when you are a small business owner, it's very important, small business owners, to help and support each other. Okay. Number two, expanded reach. You tap into each other's audiences, doubling or even tripling your visibility. Okay, so for example, when I when I interview someone from a YouTube channel, I send a link to the person who was a guest on my podcast, and then I get to share the link and they get to share the link to the video, and together we spread the message, we spread positivity, and we help each other grow. Okay. Collaboration also can help you to get fresh ideas. Two creative minds often spark something completely new that you couldn't have created alone. I must admit, some of the people I have collaborated with have inspired me to get out of my comfort zone and to embrace my creativity. Support the accountability. Entrepreneurship can feel lonely sometimes. And having someone to brainstorm with and celebrate wins makes the journey more joyful. And this is true. Entrepreneurship can be a very lonely journey, and knowing that there are other people out there who do what I do and understand how I feel, it's very, very rewarding. Right, hello to whoever just joined me on the live and is insisting on saying hi. I'm fine, thank you. I hope you are okay too. Right, so let's move to the negatives. I have listed here 4 downsides of collaboration. Again, if you think that there is more, please feel free to share in the comments. So yes, collaboration isn't always smooth. Unfortunately, there are challenges as well, and I have faced some of them. But that's just the way it is. It can be, business is not all about rainbows and positive energy. Sometimes the negative is actually important in business because it's teaching us valuable lesson. Okay, so some of the downsides to watch out for are misaligned values. If your vision, ethics, or energy don't match, it can lead to tension. And like I said at the beginning, sometimes just because you align with someone on social media, because most of the people I've had on my YouTube channel, I haven't met them face to face. I found them on Facebook groups on Facebook. It can feel a bit disappointing, but that's just the way it is. It's a lesson for me to pre-interview people before they come on my YouTube channel. Unequal effort. Sometimes one person carries more weight, which can cause resentment. Okay, so don't forget to protect your energy at all times. And be careful how much you give, because in business and collaboration as well, everything is give and take, as it is in life. Blurry boundaries. Without clear agreements, roles and responsibility, it can get messy. So often when I interview someone from a YouTube channel, actually not often, but always, I'm never prepared. I just go with the flow. I have an idea of what I'm going to ask, and I write down few notes on my laptop just to sort of have an idea of where things are going to go, because as I'm interviewing people, I'm leading the conversation. So yeah, make sure that the person you're talking to, or if you're collaborating with someone, make sure you establish boundaries. Okay, boundaries are one of the ways that are going to help you to protect your energy and the energy of your business. If something during the collaboration doesn't align with you, just tell them, just completely honest with the person. This, I don't like this. Can we come up with something else, for example? Okay. Creative clashes. Different styles or ideas can sometimes stop progress instead of moving it forward. It has happened to me very often. I mean, when I wasn't experienced in business, I had people approaching me, offering me something that sounded really, really beautiful on paper, and when I looked through the cracks, it wasn't actually that good for me. So my advice is, when you're about to collaborate with someone, don't afraid to ask the uncomfortable questions. How is this going to benefit my business? How is this going to benefit my audience? How is this going to benefit me? How much time is it going to take? Is it going to cost me anything? Okay, that's very important, because when you start a business, you don't really have a lot of money, and you don't want to waste money on things that you could avoid wasting money on. I hope that makes sense. So, and if you're not sure what questions to ask, just take a step back of the conversation and write down the questions that popping into your mind, and ask them. And don't agree to anything unless you have received all the answers you're looking for, and unless you feel 100% comfortable with the information you're receiving. Okay, because I hate to say it, but I have interviewed people on my YouTube channel that don't align with me, and while we were discussing the recording, before the recording, everything seemed fine, and when we start recording, it's just things completely changed. And I never deleted any of the videos, because I thought to myself, it's not fair if I do something like this, because at the end of the day, business is all about ups and downs. And I want to look authentic, which is why I haven't deleted any of my videos, whether they align with I haven't deleted any on the interviews on my YouTube channel, whether they align with me or not anymore. Okay. Just because someone is talented doesn't mean that they're a right person for you to collaborate with. Okay, just because someone makes more money than you, or has more followers than you, or has more likes than you, it doesn't mean that you have to agree straight away. It's all about energy. If this someone's energy does not align with yours, ask yourself, is this the best move for me and my business? Okay. Hey to whoever is joining me. And the last segment here is finding alignment. So, like I said earlier, before saying yes, ask yourself, does this collaboration feel light and exciting, or heavy and forced? Learn to listen to your intuition. One of the things I teach at the Spiritual Business Academy is exactly that, tapping into intuition and listening to it. Your intuition will never lie to you. Okay, if your intuition is telling you that the person you're about to collaborate is not the right person, just don't do it. Okay, and don't be afraid to say no. More opportunities will come to you. Often people are afraid to say no because they are afraid that another opportunity is not going to come. That is not true. There's plenty of opportunities out there. You need to understand, abundance is everywhere. Abundance is all around us. By saying no to something that doesn't align with you, the universe is actually going to applaud you and reward you with something better. Okay. So another thing, I mentioned it earlier, do your values align? The values of the person you're going to collaborate with, and your values, do they align? And from personal experience, I would say that if I don't align with the values of someone, I just can't work with them, but that's just me. You need to understand that at the end of the day, one of the many benefits of running your own business is to choose who to work with. Okay? The values of your business is what gives your business authenticity, and also is what is going to attract your ideal clients that are going to trust you. Your ideal clients will come to you because of the values you're promoting as a business and as a human being. Okay. And another question, I mentioned this earlier, can I clearly see how this partnership supports both of us equally? Okay. So when it comes to collaboration, business collaboration, don't just think about the person's business, think about your business first. So they're going to think about, they're going to take their business in consideration, but you also need to do the same as well. Okay. At the end of the day, collaboration can be powerful, in a soul-led way to grow. And if something doesn't align with you, just respectfully and lovingly say no and move on with your life. You don't have to, you don't have to have arguments with people. You don't have to be in your ego mind. You can just speak from the heart, and it's that simple. At the end of the day, protecting your energy is also protecting the energy of your business. So I haven't collaborated with anybody in a very long time, and to be honest, I am not even considering it. If an opportunity presents itself, I will take it in consideration. Until then, I'm quite happy as to where I am. Collaboration is a good way, in my opinion, to boost your confidence, like I said earlier, and to help you to become more creative. When you're looking for someone to collaborate with, for example, social media, be very specific to what you're looking for. Because going back and forth with messages and trying to understand and trying to explain what you want can be very draining, and at the end of the day, you need to protect your energy. So before I finish, few words about the Spiritual Business Academy. When I upload the video on YouTube, the link to my website will be available in the description below. The Spiritual Business Academy is something that I absolutely love doing. I recently changed the name. It used to be called the Manifestation Academy for Workpreneurs, but to be honest, it was very long. And it just didn't align with me anymore, the name. So when you go to my website, there's plenty of business support for small businesses, for example, ebooks and e-guides. I also do tarot card reading for businesses and energy review using Pendulum and Pendulum Board. I build websites and I help with social media. I also do spiritual coaching and mindfulness coaching for businesses. And the Spiritual Business Academy is something I absolutely love. So there is one coaching program, which is tailored coaching program for small businesses. And also there are various online courses to help you move forward in your business and in your personal development as well. The latest course that I've added is called How to Master the Art of Manifesting. I'm working on another course, which hopefully I will start recording next week, which will be all about the transition from 9 to 5 life into running a business. And I'm working on another course in the background, which will be all about the foundations of sales and marketing. Because yes, my approach to coaching is very, very spiritual. But at the end of the day, you need to meet the universe halfway. And by understanding and becoming confident with sales and marketing is how you're going to meet the universe halfway. Right. This is from me for today. Thank you very much for watching and have a beautiful day. Bye.